Hi everybody, welcome, whether you're watching this with me live now or whether you are watching the recording. So this is the third session in our flow and release series that we're doing. If you didn't get my email, you're going to need a couple of myofascial balls or tennis balls or apples. You're going to need a rolled towel or blanket about 5 or 6 inches in diameter, like a sausage, and you're going to need a brick or a book or something sturdy. And we're going to work today with the trunk. So for those of you that were with me last week, we were working with the spines, the back of the trunk. And today we're going to work with the transverse abdominals and the rectus abdominals and the obliques. So we're going to be working with the kind of front and the side of the trunk. Yay. So we're going to come to start on the belly. And now you've got a couple of options. You can either use your brick and place the brick directly underneath your belly button so that the brick is lower than the rib cage or higher than the hip points there, the front of the pelvis. If that's too strong for your body, then you're welcome to take your rolled blanket or towel, whatever it is you've got, and just come down onto the towel or the blanket instead. So same place, just right underneath the belly button. So choose your option, whichever one feels more suitable for your body today. And then you can either come with the forearms down so you're in a sphinx pose, or you can bring the forehead right onto the hands. And again, one is going to be a little bit more challenging than the other, so just choose your option. And then shutting off the eyes and just see if you can begin to sense any tension that you're holding in the belly area. This area of our bodies actually is often where we hold tension, and especially in kind of modern exercise when we try and build up our abdominals, creating our six-pack. Often we can create a lot more tension in this area than we realize. So just with the gentle pressure of the prop on the belly button, just begin to observe the tension in the tissues for yourself. And then as you pause here, allow the breath to come into the nose and travel all the way down into your belly. And feel the belly expand and push into the prop, whether it's the brick or the towel or blanket. So the belly is pushing actively into the prop on the inhale, and then the prop pushes back into the belly on the exhale. I want you just to continue to breathe here with that awareness on this central space of the body. With each exhalation, allowing for that release of anything that you're holding. And too much tension in this area will cause a spinal flexion, which isn't useful in terms of our posture. And too little tension is going to cause a little lumbar support. So we'll find that we're moving into hyperlordosis, this kind of curve forward in the pelvis. So much of this work through our abdominals and our side body is about balance. Take another couple of breaths here. Good. And then whether you're on the brick or on the roll, just pick yourself up, move the prop away, and roll all the way back down onto your belly and bring your forehead onto your hands. And just notice for yourself as you pause here and sense into that area. And then we're going to move into our next myofascial spots today. So you're going to grab your balls, and the first spot we're going to work with is the top of the rectus abdominis. The rectus abdominis are the six-pack muscles that come from the sternum down to the pubis. And I want you to take your two balls, and you're going to be on your belly, and you're going to roll off the bottom of the rib cage, and the balls are going to sit just kind of right underneath the bottom of the rib cage, about 1 inch or so apart, depending on the size of your body, obviously. So right at the top, you're going to come down, make sure you're not on the bone of the ribs. And just kind of snuggle the balls underneath that lower part of the rib cage. And again, you've got a couple of options, either staying up on the forearms or bringing your forehead down so that the forehead meets the hands. And remembering that these rectus abdominis muscles don't get much release. So these spots might be quite tender for you. And if they are, just breathe into it. You can visualize that whole chain of muscles coming right from the bone between the chest down to the pubis. And just take another couple of breaths here. And then take the balls out, keep the balls in your hands, and just take a pause again. So bring the forehead to the floor. Take a moment to sense anything that might have shifted or changed for you already. And then we're going to come to our next spot. And the next spot we're going to do, again, on the belly. I'm just going to give you a visual for this by kneeling in front of the camera. But you're going to take the balls just above the pubic bone. So right on the bottom part of the rectus abdominis. So find your pubic bone. And then the balls are going to come about 1 inch wide of that central channel area above the pubis. And again, you're going to be on your belly so that you can put that pressure on. So take yourself all the way down. Choose your options for your arms, either staying in Sphinx pose or lowering yourself all the way forehead to hands. And take a couple of breaths here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take some posterior tilts here, just to begin to really allow you to sense these lower rectus abdominis without using the other muscles which tend to overcompensate. So really tiny movement. You're going to turn the pelvis down, so we call it a posterior tuck. So it's like the tailbone is coming underneath you. You're pushing your pubic bone into the floor. And you should be able to feel those lower abdominal muscles subtly begin to engage. And then you'll release. You can probably just see it in my bottom a little bit here. So I'm sending the pubic bone into the floor. Feels like my tailbone's tucking a bit underneath me. So really small movement, inhale, and then exhale, release it. And just continue like that with your own breath. And as you do, I want you to notice if you're overcompensating with your glutes. So try and allow the whole of the back of the bottom to be soft. You're not engaging your bottom muscles at all. Just engaging those muscles right in the belly. Take that a couple more times. Inhaling, tilting forward. Exhaling, release, soften. Allow the balls to really penetrate the tissues as you soften. One more, activating on your inhale and then releasing, softening on your exhale. Good. If you're on your forearms, just lower yourself all the way down and then just pick the hips up and move the balls away again. And take a breath. And then we're going to work into the side body, so the obliques. And the obliques come like a kind of cross section of muscles around the sides and the back to an extent. So you're going to take one of your balls, you only need one. And you're going to come onto the side of the body and you're going to place the ball below the ribs. So make sure you're not on the bone of the ribs and above the hip bone. And you're going to bring yourself right down onto the side. And again, you can choose how much you prop yourself. You can come quite low with the hand under the head, or you can be on the forearm, up to you. I like to bend my knees in a little bit here to give myself some support. And then with the weight on the ball, you might find that it's tender and you just want to hang there. Or you can just begin to rock yourself forward and back. So you're rolling across the ball, cross-fibering over the fascial tissue that surrounds or encases these oblique muscles. And take a couple more breaths. Good. And then come back to center. And we're going to switch sides. So just turn yourself around. I'm going to switch my legs around so you can see me. And take the ball under your left side. And again, just find that place. Make sure you're not on the bone. I know in my body, one side is quite different to the other. So in terms of tenderness, so that might be the case for your body. So again, just find your point. And then maybe you rock yourself forward and back. Or maybe you just hold in one position and breathe, up to you. Remember to listen deeply to what the body needs for this practice. Take another couple of breaths. Good. And then inhale, just release. Move the ball off the mat. You're not going to need the balls again. And then just come down and lie on your back. Extending the legs out. Take a moment in Shavasana and just observe, again, sensation through these two muscle groups that we've worked with. So that rectus abdominis from the sternum to the pubis, and then the oblique muscles down the sides of the body. And then from here, I want you to take your arms wide in a T shape. And I want you to draw the hip points towards each other. So you'll feel a slight inward rotation of the legs. I want you to draw the inner thighs down in towards the mat. And you'll notice then a deeper, more subtle engagement through the lower belly. And this muscle group are the TVA, the transverse abdominals. And a group of muscles that we really need to hone and work with in yoga to help to take more of the work rather than the rectus abdominals. So we're going to be looking a lot at these today. So keep the hip points drawing in, cinching around your waist. So it's almost like someone's kind of wrapping cling film around your waist and you're drawing you in Feels like the lumbar spine will kind of flatten a little bit on the ground. And then inhale, and I want you to bring your right knee up over the hips there in a kind of L shape. Exhale. And then inhale, you're going to extend the leg forward. You're going to hover the right heel off the floor without losing that connection through your transverse abdominals. And then you're going to bring the knee back up on top of the hips. And I just want you to continue to work with the breath like that. So extending on your inhale and then drawing the leg up on the exhale. Same leg, right leg. And notice at what points you lose that connection to those deeper abdominal muscles. Notice if the rectus abdominals want to kick in. I really love the visual of the cling film wrap around my waist. It really helps me when I'm working with this muscle group. Good, take one more breath, inhale, and then just release that right leg down. And we'll switch sides. So again, before you lift the leg, draw your hip points together, cinch in around the waist, wrap around your cling film wrap around your waist, and then pick your left leg up and bring the knee on top of the hip. Inhale, extend the leg, hover the heel, have it as low to the ground as you can, and then exhale, bring it back up. And again, moving with your own breath. And just really honing the awareness here as you move. That awareness through the deeper abdominal muscles. Good, let's do one more. Inhale. And then exhale, release. Leg comes all the way down. Good, inhale, bend the knees, have the feet flat on the floor. Make sure they're hip distance. So it's like you're gonna take yourself into bridge pose, but you're not. You're gonna lift yourself head and chest off the floor. So you're engaging these rectus abdominals, still thinking about that subtle engagement of the hip points towards each other. So the TVA are turned on as well. And then reach the arms down the sides of the body. And then with the breath, you're going to inhale. You're going to try and reach your right fingers towards your right foot. So you're using your oblique muscles. And then you're going to come back to center. And you're going to switch sides. So left arm to left foot. Come back to center. And just move from right to left. Inhale. And exhale for the breath. Notice if you're bringing any stress into the neck and the shoulders. Try and release that. So all the work is in the trunk of the body. Good, let's do one more each side. Inhale. Exhale. Good, come all the way back down. Hug the knees in. Inhale. And then extend the legs all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale. Arms come out in a T shape. Inhale, draw the knees in, and then exhale, twist yourself over, knees come towards the right side. Inhale, extending the legs fully out to the right side, push through the heels, hold here, and then see if you can draw the left rib cage down onto the floor. So the heels are moving in one direction and the rib cage is moving in the other direction. Good, draw the knees in, inhale, come back to center, exhale. Inhale again, bring the knees over, exhale, left side. Inhale, extend the legs fully to the left side. And again, you're pushing through the heels over towards the left side and you're drawing the right rib cage to the floor. Take another couple of breaths. Inhale, knees come in, exhale, back to center. We'll go same again on both sides. So inhale, and then exhale, twist, right side. Inhale, extending the legs out, holding there. Notice again this awareness through the core of the body. What's working, what's not. Cinching around the waist, use those subtle deep muscles, the TVA. Come back in. Inhale, knees to chest. Exhale, back to center. Inhale again here. And then exhale, twist to the left side. Inhale, extend the legs fully. Hold. Right rib cage reaches back towards the right side of the mat. Good. And then inhale, knees in. Exhale, come back to center. Lovely. Rock and roll yourself, my friends, all the way up. And then we're going to come straight over into a downward facing dog. Exhale there. Good. Inhale, bring your right knee outside of your right wrist into pigeon pose. Walk the left leg back. And I want you to stay up on the hands here. We're only going to be here for a breath or two. But I want you to focus on that cinching in around the waist. So you've got this drawing up. Lovely. Inhale, walk the hands back, tuck the back toe. Downward facing dog, exhaling. Good. Switching sides. The left knee is going to come outside of the left wrist, pigeon. Cinch in around the waist. Find length through the side of the body. Think about those deep transverse abdominal muscles. See if you can engage them without engaging the big rectus abdominals. The six pack. Good. Tuck the toe, downward facing dog. Exhale. Right knee is going to come back outside of the right hand for pigeon again. This time you're going to take your left hand and grab your right knee and bring your left forearm to the floor. You're going to take your right hand outside of your right hip, and then you're going to cinch in around the waist. So again, feel those abdominal muscles, draw them in, and then use the oblique muscles, the side body muscles, to twist yourself towards the right side. And take a couple of breaths there. So all of your focus is in those oblique muscles. One more breath. Good. Unravel. Inhale. Step yourself back. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Left side. Left knee outside of left wrist. Right forearm to the floor. Grab your left knee. Draw the knee in with the hand and resist. So make sure that you're resisting the hand with the knee. And then again, cinching around the waist, draw in subtly, and then use those side body muscles to help you twist. Take another couple of breaths. Lovely. Come back to center. Inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Gaze between your hands. You can step or jump yourself forward to the top of the mat and bow into the legs. Exhale. You're going to interlace your hands behind your back, and you're going to bring the arms all the way up and over behind you. Release the neck. Take a couple of breaths there. And then if they're not already, just toe heel the feet so that they are hip distance underneath you. You're going to actively bend into your left knee, and you're going to straighten your right leg. And I want you to draw the right hip back. Keep this variation through your arms. Cinch in around the waist again, so draw in, TVA are engaged. And then as you exhale, you're going to use the oblique muscles, the side body muscles, and you're going to take the whole chest towards the right side. Keep drawing that right hip back away from your right ear. Inhale. Good. Come back to center. Exhale there. Switching sides. Bending actively into the right knee. Left leg is straight. Take a breath or two there. And then again, awareness through the core. Squeeze those TVA. So you're cinching in around the waist, and then use the obliques to help you twist. You're twisting the whole of the chest and the upper body towards your left side. Good. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Sweep the arms all the way forward. Take a couple of breaths here like we were working with last week, think of that lumbar spine extension. So you're creating more space in the lumbar spine by just drawing the tailbone down. Good, and then grabbing your roll, and I want you to take your roll, and I want you to place it kind of just above the hip points, just underneath your belly. And it's like you're gonna kind of bring the belly up and over the roll. So you've got something to push the belly into, and you're gonna bring yourself down into a sort of chair pose here. As you breathe in, expand the breath into the belly and push the belly into the roll. And then as you breathe out, allow the roll to push back into the belly. Take that a couple of times. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Take your left elbow and just tap the left elbow inside of your right knee. So you're not bringing the elbow all the way across. You're just having it tap inside of the knee. You can see me there. And you're going to hold. So take a couple of breaths. And I want you again to be aware of that belly area. Send the breath into the belly. Particularly, you'll notice the left side here. Getting a good massage. Come back to center. Inhale. Right elbow taps inside of left knee. Good. Come back to center. Inhale. Release and fold all the way down. Just keep the roll there. So give the legs a little bit of a break for the moment. And then we're going to come all the way back up and do that again. So inhale, come onto the knees with the arms. Take a breath or two there. And then this time you're going to twist towards the right side, but this time the left elbow is going to come all the way across. So like we were tapping inside before, this time you're going to tap outside. And again, see if you can hold. Couple of breaths. Really allow the belly to fill. So you're working these abdominal muscles. You're working the diaphragm as well. Come back to center. Inhale. And then switch all the way over, opposite side. One more breath. Lovely, nice everyone. Exhale, release and fold. And then just removing the roll, you can lay it off to one side and come all the way up for Tadasana, mountain pose. Take your right hand and grab your left wrist, lengthen up through the sides of the body. And as you do, again, think about this cinching in around the waist. So the hip points draw together, these bottom TVA muscles are really switched on. And then exhale, come over into a side stretch. So crescent lunge. And as you do here, I want you to actively push the hips over to the side and draw the hands towards the opposite side of the mat. So you're really tapping into the whole of this side body, obliques. Come back to center, inhale, and then switch. Exhale. And again, actively send the hips over and draw the hands over in the opposite direction. Okay, take another breath. Inhale, release, come back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Lifting halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. And as you do extend through the crown of the head, again, drawing around the waist. So the floating ribs hug in. Keep that, and then lengthen the side of the body a bit more. Good, exhale, fold. And then the right leg's gonna step back behind you. Bring the knee to the ground. Low lunge, arms sweep all the way up, drawing around the waist, and then plank pose. Exhale. Good, inhale here, and again, focus on this central area of the body. So how can you get stronger and longer in that place? How can you embrace the curve of the spine without engaging the rectus abdominis too much to kind of bring hyper curves into the spine. Hyper curves? Yeah. Okay, bring the knees down, roll all the way onto your belly. Upward facing dog or cobra, inhale. And then downward facing dog as you exhale. Scissor your right leg straight up into the sky and keep it straight. And then open the hip towards the right side, keep the leg straight. Lengthen through your elbows, lengthen through your armpits, lengthen through the whole left side of your body, really opening through the obliques there, and then send the heel back and send the heel a little bit further towards the left side of the mat. Good, lovely. Come back to center, square the hips, and then using the rectus abdominals now, I want you to engage them, curl the back up and up and up, and bring the knee all the way in and through, and step it between the hands. Lovely. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, step forward and bow into the legs. Coming up to standing to breathe in. Breathing out, bring the hands down onto the back of the pelvis. Again, cinching around the waist, have the awareness on these muscles that we're working with. So you find that drawing in and then the length through the side of the body. Lovely. Lift the chest, lift the heart, lift the eyes up towards the ceiling. Keep that awareness through the core and then take a gentle back bend here. Without losing that cinching in around the waist, without losing that length through the side of your body. Okay, come back to center, inhale. Bowing down, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, the left leg steps back, knee to the ground. Low lunge, sweep the arms high, and then come straight to plank. Exhale. Inhale in plank. Again, cinching around the waist, send the tailbone to the heels, and then lower. Your choice. You can bring the knees down if you need to. Either cobra or upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog as you exhale. Good. Scissor the left leg straight up to the sky like we did on the first side. Keep the legs straight, and then open the hip with the legs straight. So you're sending that left heel back, 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 back. Good. Lengthen through your armpits, lengthen through your elbows there. Lengthen through the whole right side body, all of those oblique muscles. And then bend the knee and see if you can send the heel back a bit more. Lovely. Square the hips on an inhale. And then again, using the rectus abdominis, come all the way through, pick the leg up and step it between the hands. High lunge, inhaling. And then exhale, folding forward to the top of the mat, bowing into the legs. Come up to standing, inhale. Bring hands into prayer, exhale. Again, the awareness is all through that central area of your body. So cinching around the waist. And I want you to try and keep that as you move through Surya Namaskar A. So lift the arms, inhale. And then exhale, fold yourself over. Lift and lengthen halfway. Are you still cinching in around the waist? Plant the hands and step to plank. Now, as you get to plank, I want you to hold, and there is the option to bring the knees down if anyone needs to. If you are bringing the knees down, just make sure they're slightly behind your hips. And then we're going to take some shoulder taps, and I want you to take these taps without moving too much of the body. So you're going to pick the right hand up and you're going to tap your left shoulder, and then you're going to pick your left hand up and you're going to tap your right shoulder. And you're just going to move between these two with the breath, seeing if you can avoid too much twisting. Challenging. And remember, you can always bring the knees down if you need to. Good, one more breath, each side. Tap, tap, and then vinyasa. Bring the knees down, or chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. and then downward facing dog. Good, let's take a couple of breaths here. Downward facing dog. If you need child's pose, you're welcome to it. So much of this trunk work with these abdominal muscles is about balance, like I said right at the beginning. There's these kind of two opposing perceptions of wanting to have these strong rectus abdominals because we think that that's what we should be looking like, but actually the work needs to come from the deeper abdominal muscles. So finding that balance of not too much engagement through the rectus abdominals, enough to support us. Good, from downward facing dog, scissor the right leg up to the sky. Step the foot through, come up the crescent lunge, inhale. Now we're going to cinch in around the waist again, so those hip points draw together, and you feel that really subtle engagement through the deeper abdominal muscles there. Keep that, and then lengthen up through the sides of the body and the crown of the head. Keep that, and then lower yourself halfway forward. So you're reaching towards the top of the mat, and take a couple of breaths. Good, inhale, turning towards your left foot and coming into horse stance. So the heels are going to turn in, the toes are turning out, and you're going to take your hands and you're just going to bring the hands up and interlace the hands behind the head, or you can just have the hands tap the ears if you prefer, up to you. Great. And then sitting low, cinching around the waist, so find that support through the deeper core muscles, inhale, and then you're just going to tap yourself towards the right side, exhale. Inhale, come back to center, exhale, left side. Inhale, back to center, exhale, right side. And again, just keep moving with the breath, noticing these different muscle groups having to work together to support you. Good, one more to the right side, inhale. One more to the left side, inhale. And then turning towards the back of your mat, reverse your warrior. Take a breath or two there. And as you do, feel that whole left side oblique area opening. So we were strengthening with the taps, and now we're stretching. Good, one more breath, inhale. And then exhale, pivot the hands down to the back of the mat and scissor the left leg high behind you. So scissor dog, left leg is extended, inhale there, and then step it back through and come up for crescent lunge. Same thing we did on the first side, cinch in around the waist, lengthen through the sides of the body, and use those deeper core muscles to support you and come forward halfway. Hold. Keep reaching through the fingers, keep reaching back through your inner right heel. Good, and then on your next breath, turn towards your right side and sit low again, horse stance. This time, just take the arms wide for a moment. We won't take those taps until we move back on the right side. Lovely. Warrior two to the top of the mat, and then reverse the warrior. Inhaling. Spiral the hands all the way to the floor, step to plank. Again, find that drawing in around the waist, lengthen through the sides of your body, and then lower through vinyasa. And coming back to downward facing dog or child's pose if you want it. We'll be here for a couple of breaths. Great, we're going to do that whole same sequence on the other side. Yay, I hear you cry. So breathe in, left leg scissors, step it through, coming up for crescent lunge. Draw in around the waist, get longer in the side of your body. Inhale, And then keep that and lower yourself halfway forward. Hold. Think about that rectus abdominal clench that you want to try and avoid. Find that deeper belly muscle to support you. Good. And then turning towards your right side. So you're coming to horse stance towards the right side of the mat. I'm afraid you've got my back. Take the hands behind the head. Again, you can interlace the fingers or you can just have them touch close to your ears. Inhale. And then you're going to lengthen and tap to the side. Coming back to center. Moving with the breath. So like I mentioned, these oblique muscles are like crosses, and one side engages, the other side releases at the same time. One more breath. Good, turning towards the back of the mat, reverse your warrior. Inhale there. And then spiral the hands all the way down, scissor the right leg back behind you. Good, inhale, step it back through, crescent lunge, come all the way up, cinching around your waist, get long through the sides of your body, and then lower yourself halfway forward. Take another breath. Good, come back to the left side through a brief horse stance, sit yourself low, and then warrior two to the top of your mat. Reverse your warrior, inhale, and then plank pose. Exhale. Inhale again in plank, cinching around the waist, and lower. Exhaling. Coming through vinyasa. And as you come back to downward facing dog, I want you to just kind of try and take the inner thighs away from each other here. So it's almost like you're trying to open the inner groins up and back. And then find that awareness in the belly. Again, same thing, cinching around the waist, draw the hip points together. Notice if the floating ribs have popped forward as well. Try and draw them in towards the spine. Working on that last week, if you remember. Good, one more breath. Lovely, inhale, scissor your right leg high. Step the right foot through for crescent. Come all the way up. Grab right hand to left wrist, extend the side body, cinching around the waist. And then come over into a side stretch towards the right side. So again, opening left side obliques. Good. Using that left tricep, you're going to hook the left tricep over the right knee to twist towards the right side of your mat. Take a breath there. Good. And then from here, you're going to turn the back foot down and come back into warrior two towards the left side of your mat. And I want you to, when you get to warrior two, lift the arms slightly higher than your regular shoulder height. And just notice what that does to those oblique muscles, the side body muscles. Good, take another breath here, inhale. And then you're going to bring the right tricep inside of the right knee, and you're going to take the right hand into the inside of your left thigh. And I want you to draw the skin of the left thigh away from your groin. So you're kind of like helping yourself open and twist up into extended side angle for this strange variation. Take another couple of breaths. Good, come all the way back up through warrior two. Inhale, vinyasa or downward facing dog, your choice. Exhale. Same on the left side. So when you get back to downward facing dog, left leg scissors, and then step it through, coming all the way up for crescent. Left hand grabs right wrist, inhale, extend side body, cinching around the waist, and then take yourself over into a lateral stretch towards the left side. Okay, breathing there. Lovely. Take your right tricep, hook it across the left thigh there, and then twist. Exhale. And as you twist here, again, think about the belly and the obliques. So I don't want you to worry about many of the other things that we normally think about in twisted lunge, but I want you to really engage those deep abdominal muscles and the side body muscles, and that's what's taking you into the twist. One more breath. Good, come back through to warrior two towards the right side, spiral yourself open. The arms are going to come higher than shoulder height for a breath. And then this variation of extended side angle, and I'm going to turn and face the camera so you can see. So you're going to take your left elbow, tap it inside of your left foot, thigh there, and then you use the left hand to draw the skin of the flesh away. So it's like you're encouraging the skin on the inside of the right leg away from the groin. And maybe if you want to, you can even take that right arm all the way forward to the top of your mat. Take another breath there. Good, come all the way back up, warrior two. And again, vinyasa or straight to down dog, your choice. Good, nice everyone. Inhale, right leg scissors. Step it through. Step the back foot in slightly here and come all the way up for triangle pose. And you can use right hand on the shin or you can use a brick, up to you. Extend the left arm high. And then again, to open this side body as much as we possibly can, you reach the left fingers forward over the ear. And then use the core and the side body muscles to twist the whole chest up towards the ceiling. Take another couple of breaths. And maybe you even take the hand down to the floor. Maybe if you've got the availability, you reach towards the foot, which is super challenging in my body, so not for me, but some of you may be able to. Good, lovely, coming all the way back up. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, downward facing dog. Your choice, you can take a vinyasa or you can pause here in down dog. And then the left side, so the left leg scissors. Step it through, coming straight to triangle. Make sure your heels are aligned or you've got the front heel lined to the back inner arch. Left hand to shin or a brick, reach up through the right fingers. And then take the right arm all the way over the right ear towards the top of the mat. And use the sides of the body and the core to help you twist the chest all the way to the ceiling. Maybe you hold here, maybe you take the hand to the floor. Your choice. Maybe you reach that right hand all the way to your left foot, if it's possible. Take another breath. Good, come back to warrior two. Inhale. Downward facing dog or vinyasa. Exhale. Really nice, my friends. From here, we're going to jump ourselves through to a seat, and you're going to bring yourself down. Now you've got a couple of options here. I'm going to actually sit myself up on my rolled, my towel here, my rolled towel, just to give my hips a bit of height. You can either stay for this stretch in Sukhasana with the legs just crossed in front of each other, or if you want to move into double pigeon, Then you're going to pick up the right shin. I'm going to mirror you. And you're just going to rock that leg a little bit, right to left. And then you're going to bring the ankle right on top of the knee. And you really want to make sure that this foot is flexed, so you're supporting the knee joint, this chain of muscles that come up here. Make sure the foot or the ankle is right on top of the knee. If it doesn't work for you, just stay in the easy sitting pose. Good. And then you're going to walk your left fingers out to the side and reach the right arm up. And you're going to reach all the way up and over the ear. And you're going to take a couple of breaths there. And then maybe you can soften that left elbow and bring the left forearm towards the floor. Take it a bit deeper. And maybe you just stay upright, either option. Whichever option you're using, make sure you're still cinching in around the waist and you're still using the oblique muscles, the side body muscles, to help you twist the chest up towards the ceiling a little here. Good, one more breath. Coming all the way up, inhale. Just take a moment in an upright position. Exhale there. And then we're going to switch. So if you're just in the Sukhasana, just switch the other shin in front. If you're working with double pigeon, pick up the left leg and just move the leg around in the hip socket for a moment before you place the ankle on top of the knee. And again, just check that you're supported. So check this left foot is flexed, sit bones way down, and then walk right hand out to the side, reach the left arm up. Good. Take a couple of breaths there. And you can even have a little bit of a play moving forward and back, just to kind of observe how that affects those side body muscles. And then maybe you bend this, soften this right elbow. Maybe you bring the arm all the way to the floor. Up to you. Whichever option you're taking, keep breathing. Keep using side body muscles and core muscles to twist the chest open towards the ceiling. One more breath. Good. Inhale. Come all the way back up. Exhale there. Upavishta Konasana, wide leg forward bend, the seated variation here. Open the legs wide. And then you're going to turn yourself towards your right leg. I'll mirror you here. And then you can, again, options. You can either bring the left forearm to the floor. You can grab your peace fingers around your big toe. Up to you. You're going to lift and lengthen over that leg, and then you're going to twist yourself towards your right side, and your left hand can come behind you for a bind, or just place it somewhere on the floor. But again, I want you to use cinching around the waist and use the muscles on the sides of the body to help take you into the twist. And breathing there. Another couple of breaths. Good, coming all the way up. Inhale, release. Exhale. And then we'll move to the opposite side. So again, just work with whichever variation is going to suit your body today. I like grabbing my toes. And then taking right arm behind you or not. And then using these side body muscles and this core area to twist you up towards the ceiling. Good. 2 more breaths. Lovely. Inhale, release. Come all the way up, exhale. Just move yourself off. If you've got a prop, just pop it to the side and bring yourselves down onto your back. Have your knees bent up. And just take a moment there, push through the feet and curl yourself into a gentle bridge pose. Take a breath at the top. And then breathing out, bringing yourself back down. Bring the soles of the feet together, have the knees fall wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. Take the hands into a prayer position and reach the fingers forward towards your feet. And then you're going to inhale and you're going to bring the head and the chest off the mat. And you're just going to take a few little pulses here towards the feet. So using the traction of the feet pushing into the floor, you're going to inhale, you're going to crunch forward, and then your exhale, you're going to release. And inhaling and exhaling. So just reminding ourselves of those rectus abdominis that need to be strong, but not too strong. That yin and yang element that travels through all of our practice. Good, and then you're going to take the arms over to the right side and reach towards your right knee. Exhale to the floor, back to center, and then left side. And as you move between these sides, again, just notice if there's stress in the neck and the shoulders and try and release that. One more, inhale. Exhale, come back to center, extend the left leg out, hug the right knee in. Breathe in there and then breathe out and draw the leg across the body for a final twist. And as you hold here in the twist, just try and slow your breath down. Returning awareness to the center of the body, to this core area we've been working with. And try and consciously release any tension there again. Good, come back to center, breathe in, release the leg down, breathe out. And then draw the left knee in, inhale, and then take the leg across the body. Exhale, twist. Good, come back to center, inhale. And then extend the legs out, ready for Shavasana. Just allow yourself to come all the way down and exhale there. The Radiance Sutras say, watch for a moment in which two opposing perceptions occur. I think about these opposing perceptions as the two different abdominal muscle groups battling or competing, wanting to go and not going, knowing and simultaneously not knowing. In the midst of this dilemma, let go of both perceptions and jump into the interval in between. Reality flashes forth. And your being is this shining field of awareness. The continuum is which the opposites play. Watch for the moment in which two opposing perceptions occur, knowing and not knowing. And as you draw your awareness now back to the physical body, you can visualize these different groups of muscles again, these opposites at play. The big guys that shout loudly, those rectus abdominals, your six pack that come from the sternum to the pubis. And then the deeper muscles, the TVA and the obliques that kind of cross over underneath to give us that support that we need to keep us upright. And take a breath and then draw yourself over to one side. And bring yourself up to a seat. And then just lightly place the hands somewhere over the center of the body in that belly area. And see if you can, as you move through the rest of the week until we meet again next week, watch for these moments where these two opposing perceptions occur, where these two opposing muscle groups occur. And see if you can ride that interval space in between, embracing all of the knowing of the dilemmas that we are currently traveling through and all of the not knowing. And bow the forehead in towards your heart space and take a moment of reverence and thanks. Namaste.